just goals, again, just to pour into you with our time, reflect on your influence, and then just give you some tools for your toolkit that you can use to help you be intentional about the positive impact on those around you that you serve, right? And so those are my main goals for our time today. My goal is to give you my A game. I'm not messing around, right? And so I know the severity of it. I want us to have a good time and just pour into you and enjoy our time together. And so because of that, you know, former teacher and coach, I have to give you some expectations, some norms for our session, right? And I call it the 3 B's. And the first B, I just ask that you would just be in the moment with me. And what I mean by that is don't worry about what's going on later. Don't worry about what happened earlier. We're locked in. We got it all figured out. Now let's go to work, right? Let's be in the moment with me. If you're good with being in the moment, let me get some head nods. Let me see those. Good deal. All right, the second B is I ask that you would just be interactive with me. Not squigglies.
No,
but
no, this is in India, that means yes. Or
oh, okay.
They don't do yes and no. They do a head wobble.
Oh, okay. She gave me the head nod, so we're good. We're good. Good deal.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so
nobody knows how she puts up with me.
The second B is be interactive, and so I'm striving to give you my A game, guys. But the way we learn and grow together is by learning and growing together. And so there's some times where I may ask you some questions for input as well. And so I would like for us to be interactive. If you're good with being interactive, instead of doing a head out, can I get a thumbs up? That's universal. Huh? Let me get a universal thumbs up. All right. Yeah, half partial. I don't know. And then the last B, and this is the most important B, guys, is just be in application mode, right? Your time is valuable. My time is valuable. I certainly don't want to waste your time. Not going to waste your time, right? So my goal is to give you some good things that you can take and actually use to help you in what you do. And so I hope that you can take at least one thing from what I give you today. Hopefully I give you more than one thing, and actually are able to use it and apply it in what you do. And if you can do that, I will feel that I honored your time. So if you're good with being in application mode, tell me we're ready, Coach.
Ready.
Well, let's go. All right. So what we're gonna do first is I got a little activity for you. It's a get to know, and a lot of times when I do leadership things and speak with teams or leadership development, you know, it's crazy. You know, sometimes we work with people on a day-to-day basis, but there's some things we don't even know about them, right? And so this activity is to help us with this. So let me pass out the card so everybody. It's called Mix and Mingle is what the activity is called. So I'm gonna give each person a card, and then I'll give you the exact directions here shortly. Thank you. Yes, sir. Very welcome. You need a different one? Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was all right. So
can I get the cards for the two ladies on Zoom?
Sure.
They're just random, right?
Yes, sir. They're just random.
Okay.
And what I'll do is when we do the game, I'll have you interact with them there, and then we'll interact with you guys here, right? That's how we'll do that. So here are the directions. All right, so first, each person, so when I say go, we're going to stand, we're going to pick a person, right? Each person will ask the question. So Becky would ask the question, that person would answer it. Then you switch, you would ask the question, then she would answer it. Switch cards, right? And then go find someone else. So you're going to find 3 people, right, within the room to do this, and once you finish that, you'll get back in your seat. Everybody understand what the expectations are?
No.
All right, so with your group, you're going to ask them, we're going to rotate questions with them, and then they'll answer questions to you because you're going to work with those people that's online with you. And then they're going to work within, and then they'll have a seat there.
Okay.
All right, go. No. Did we get to learn something about our coworkers that we didn't know?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was the the meaning of it. Like I said, sometimes, we work with people for years, and then there's some intimate things that we don't even know because we're just so busy doing our thing, right? And so I just wanted to kind of just let us take a deep breath and learn a little bit about our coworkers and the people that we work with. So good job. Thank you guys for participating on that. Thank you for being flexible. We figured it out, right? Thank you guys. We got it. All right, so before I dive in deep, I wanted to share my social media with you guys. So as we go through, I'll be talking about some different things, sharing quotes. Feel free to take pics of any of that stuff, post whatever. So I just wanted to, share that with you before we dive in there. And then the next thing I want to do is just let you get that.
No, go ahead. You just keep going. I'll turn it down. I can focus on two things. I listen.
I want to just give you a little bit of information about myself so you have an idea of, man, who is this excited guy that's in front of us about to present to us. I want to let you know who I am and what I'm about. So I am Coach Chip Baker. I'm a fourth generation educator, teacher, and former coach. And I'm truly grateful for that upbringing because I was taught as a young guy that in life what we do is we give service, right? I was taught that in life, it's bigger than you. And I'll just say, like my mom used to say, boy, it ain't about you, right? And so I was taught at a young age that it was bigger than me, like the world didn't just revolve around Chip. All right. And so I'm grateful for that upbringing. Mom was a really strict disciplinarian. My mama didn't play. And I'm grateful for that because it allowed me and taught me to be the person that I am today. And so it's been a neat journey. Like I said, I just finished my 26th year of education. I coached for 20 of those years. Been a head coach, been an athletic director. I do lots of leadership things. I speak, travel, speak on leadership development, team development. Teach a leadership development class in my church, the Ark Church. So lots of things in coaching, if you will. It's all teaching and coaching, right? But it all falls underneath that umbrella. And so about 9 years ago, wow, that's crazy. About 9 years ago, I started my YouTube channel and podcast, The Success Chronicles, Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles. And what I do is I just interview people from all walks of life and share their stories, bless you, and share their stories for positive inspiration and motivation. It's truly been a neat journey, truly far surpassed anything I ever thought it would be. A couple years after that, started writing books and published a few of those. And this the part that always gets me because like where I grew up, I didn't grow up around people that wrote books, right? And so I've published my 26th book a couple weeks ago, and that's crazy. And so like it's wild to me because like when you look in the book and those of y'all that like to read or whatever, when you look in the book, it's like an ISBN number in there. Like it's a real ISBN number in there. like I'm a real author, right? And so like that part always gets me because like I said, I didn't grow up around people that wrote books. And so like all of these things that I've been blessed to see and do and achieve, like it's unfamiliar, it's uncharted territory, right? And so I've had to learn on the fly and learn those things as I've gone. And so I talked to you about, I'm a speaker, leadership development, but that's a little bit about me. And then here's just in my journey, just some pictures of some of the things that I've been blessed to do and see. But the gist behind that is there have been lots of people that have poured into me that made a difference in my life. Right, I wouldn't be able to do any of that stuff if it wasn't for the people that have loved me and poured into me, right? And that's how it relates to you and what you do. The importance of understanding your influence on a day-to-day basis, right? You have the ability to influence people in a major way, even when you don't think you do, just by showing up, smiling, being cordial, being of service. Like you influence people in a major way. And so I can say that because I know what it feels like to receive that. And right. And my whole life has been striving to take what I've learned, a little bit of that, a pinch of this, some of that, piece it together, make my thing, figure out my way. And now I'm in the phase of my life where I'm in the give back phase. Now I'm trying to give that to everybody that I can give it to. I'm sorry to tell you I get a little bit excited sometimes. I'm sorry. I should have put that in the norms too, right? But I strive to give that to everyone that I come in contact with because I know what it feels like to receive it. And so that's why I put some of those things up there, because I wanted you guys to just kind of reflect on that, right? And so I'm a big reflective guy. And when I found out I would be coming to hang out with you guys, first off, I thought such an amazing opportunity to be with the leaders of the company. All right, so cool, right? I'm grateful for that. But then I thought about, in order for you to be where you are in those seats, there have been some people in your life that have influenced you, right? And so, and I believe that all of us have had something, some person that have influenced us in such a major way that has impacted us and caused us to be who we are. Y'all agree with that? Right.
I don't think anybody that would deny that would be
right,
completely dishonest.
Right. And so if you're like me, you're thinking of like certain people, right? Miss so-and-so, Mr. so-and-so, mom, you're thinking of those people. And what I would like for you to do is just think about it, and I'll give you, a couple seconds to kind of reflect. What were their traits, right? Those people that influenced you and impacted you in your life, what were their traits? So just think about that for a couple minutes, seconds. Y'all got them? All right, so this is the part where y'all say y'all gonna be interactive. This is the part where you talk to me, okay? So what were some of their traits?
Graceful.
Graceful, yeah, operated in grace. Thank God for grace and forgiveness. Ooh-wee, that's good. Kind, yeah, so good, yeah. Any others? Generous. Yeah, let's go deeper on that. When you say generous, like talk to me about that. What do you mean when you say generous?
They a lot of times put themselves in the back burner so other people can move forward.
That's good. That's prime. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Like I was thinking of like the sacrifices that some of my family members have made for me. Yeah, to allow me to do some of the things that I've been blessed to do, right? Like they put me before them when they didn't really have to do that. Yeah. What are some others?
Honest.
Honest. Whew. Is honesty important? It's super important. Any others y'all came up for you? Supportive. Is support important? That's a rhetorical question. You got to have support. That made me also think about like when I showed y'all those pictures, man, I believe that I'm a product of a whole lot of people loving me. A whole lot of people supporting me, a whole lot of people believing in me when I may not even have believed in myself, right? And they saw some things in me that I didn't even see in myself. Like, no, you can do that, right? You're capable of that. And then giving me an opportunity to do those things and then not letting me fail. Right? No, you can do that. I'm not gonna let you fail. I got you. Right? And it's so good to have that because it gives you I stood up a little bit when I said that, gives you a little bit of confidence when you do what you do, right? And I think it's a blessing for us to have that. And so what I would like for you guys to do now is I'll give you maybe a minute or two on your paper, your influence manifesto. And I didn't explain this to you. I'm sorry. I normally do that with your norms. This is your influence manifesto. And so this is your personal game plan of what you will take with you when we leave today that you will use to help you influence and impact others in your life. That makes sense? And so, hers will look different than mine. Yours will look different than hers, right? This is your personal thing. And so where we have traits of influential leaders, like write down some of those traits that you thought about. So you'll have those there. All right, did everybody get enough time to write down the traits of those influential leaders on that top part there? Everybody good? All right, so thank you guys for doing that. So when I found out I was going to be able to come speak to you guys today, I reflected on those people that I was blessed to have in my life and the traits that they had that influenced me, right? And there were three major traits that I thought of, and I want to share those with you guys today. And the first trait that they had is they were aware. they had a keen sense of awareness. It's like they were like they knew things that were going on before it even happened. Or, hey, when you go down the hallway over there, make sure you take a left by the red car. Don't go right because it's a ditch there. You're like, how they know that, right? It's experience, right? And so they were aware of their influence and they understood how they fit. And I'm an acronym guy, so I'm gonna give you an acronym for awareness. And that acronym is FIT. And the F in FIT is focused. They kept the main thing, right? And I know in this case, I have a couple degrees and I've done some things, but in this case, I spelled thing T-H-A-N-G. They kept the main thing, right? It was serious, right? And so like my mom, like if I didn't keep the main thing, she had some ways to remind me, no, boy, you're gonna keep the main thing, right? And so they were focused. I believe that they had a balance. They exhibited a balanced dose of accountability and love. It's good right there, right? So they held me accountable, right? No, I expect you to do this, right? I expect you to do this, and if you don't do this, this is what I have to do, right? Right. So, but it came from a place of love and care because they wanted me to make sure that I did things the right way. Right. So it was a healthy dose of accountability and love. And again, I'm so grateful that my mom was that way. I'm so grateful that my coaches, my teachers, people, mentors, I'm grateful that they were that way because, again, it helped me be who I am. The I in FIT and the awareness is intentions. Man, they had good-hearted, pure intentions. That just feels good to say that, right? They had good, pure-hearted intentions. Right? They exhibited, like you knew where they were coming from. They were coming from a good-hearted place, right? They went above and beyond, we talked about that, to communicate effectively because they cared. They wanted to make sure that like there was, like, I don't want you to assume anything. I don't want to leave any doubt. I want to make sure that I go above and beyond to communicate with you because my intentions is I want you to be great. Right. And so they had the awareness with those intentions to communicate that. And it came from a good hearted place. The T in FIT is talents. And they had God-given talents and they realized that, but they didn't keep those to themselves. All right. They used those to be a blessing to others. So once they realized, like, oh, I'm pretty good at that. Oh, this is my thing. This is my lane. Right? Once they realize that, then they use that to help others. So if I'm an expert, if I'm good at this, like why not help somebody else? If I see you making the wrong turn, well, hey, you might not want to do that. You know, like, you know, I've experienced this and it wasn't good for me. I don't want you to do that. Right? And so they were able to use their talents to help others. And so that's the focus piece, the awareness piece. They knew how they fit. And so I want to share a quick story with you. This is the picture on the left is that's my second grade elementary school teacher, right? The little guy there at the bottom, that's me, right? And then up here, that's my Miss Woolley, my elementary teacher, my grandmother and my great grandmother. And so, man, those ladies were aware of how they fit, right? Like I told you, fourth generation educator, they were those educators that even when they retired, they were still at the school, right? They gave their all. And so fast forward, the pictures on the right here, this was last April. And in my hometown, man, in the library in my hometown, they have a Chip Baker All Things Are Possible exhibit in my hometown.
That's very nice. Which was your hometown?
My hometown is Hearn, Texas. And so in the library, they have a display of like some of my accomplishments, my books are all on display there so that the kids and the people in the community can see that all things are possible. And like I told you when we talked earlier, that's not Chip Baker, that's not me, right? That's a whole lot of people showing me the way. And so this is Miss Woolley. She came when they displayed it, she came to the event. And the first thing she said to me, the top picture, Chip Baker, I'm so proud of you, right? And I'm glad somebody captured that, because that meant everything to me. Because when I was a young guy, she was the same person that poured into me and encouraged me. And I became who I am because those people poured into me. They were aware, they knew how they fit, and it encouraged me in my life. And so just reminding you, having awareness, being aware, right, of how we fit allows us to influence and impact in a major way. And what I want to do now on your manifesto where it says awareness, I'd like for you to write down 1 or 2 takeaways that you got from what I just discussed that you can apply in what you do. Go. All right, were you able to get something? And those of you that are online, if you can just write just on a sheet of paper as we do this, if you don't have the since you don't have the note sheet, but as we go through, just write your takeaways as we go through there. All right, the second trait that I reflected on that those great people that influence and impact me was mindset. Is mindset important? Do we need to have the proper mindset? Yes. All right, and so the acronym I'm going to give you for mindset is LPO, right? And the L is limits. Here's a question for you. Who is the only person that can hold you back, limit you from doing, seeing, achieving, being anything you want to be in your life? Come on, y'all. Yeah, yourself, right? And so I believe that if you limit yourself, you limit yourself. Oh, let me give you that one again. If you limit yourself, you limit yourself, right? And so what we need to understand is there is no limit to what we achieve, right? We have to know that, like, the ability to stretch ourselves allows us the ability to go far and achieve more, right? So we don't want to make sure that we limit ourselves. The P in mindset, LPO, is possibilities. And I'm here to tell you that the possibilities are possible, all right? Great things are possible for whatever it is you want to do in your life. Great things are possible. And like I share with you guys my story, where I'm from. It doesn't matter where you're from, the mistakes we may have made, even if we don't think we're capable, right? All of the surroundings, like, to me, that's really excuses, right? And what we have to do is not use that as excuses, but use it as our motivation to say, hey, well, I hadn't seen people do that in my family. Well, I'm going to be the first, right? Why not me to show my family that we can do those things? And so we just have to make sure that with the possibilities, we just have to believe that we can, and then put the dang work in to go achieve it, right? Believe and achieve, right? Believe and achieve. And so that's the possibilities. The third thing is opportunities and mindset. And opportunities bring opportunities. Let me give you that one again. Opportunities bring opportunities. And this is important, right? How we handle the opportunities that we are given today sets us up for success and more opportunities tomorrow. Ooh, that's good. I felt that one. I need to give you that one again. I felt that one, right? How we handle those opportunities that we're given today, whatever task it is, however medial we may think it is, like how we handle that opportunity today, it sets us up for success and bigger and better opportunities later in our life, right? And so it's important that we hone in and focus in on those opportunities, because what happens is people see how we handle those opportunities. People see that it means something for us to do things the right way. People that are giving opportunities, they want those kind of people on their teams, right? They hire those kind of people for their teams, right? So opportunities bring opportunities. And I want to share a story about that too. Here's another one. I'm gonna take you back old school Chip again. All right. So this picture on the left, that's me in higher elementary school. The guy on the left, Mr. Norris McDaniel, love that guy. He was my elementary school principal. He was also my Little League baseball coach. He and his wife, they were my coaches in Little League. The guy there on the right, that's Mr. Bernard. He was our superintendent in our hometown. And so I told you how I was raised. I was expected to do things the right way. Right? There was a mindset. And what I didn't know, like I strive to work hard, do things the right way, treat people right, put myself around good people my whole life. But what I didn't know is that people around me saw that, right? I was just in the moment with the opportunities that I had, but I didn't know that people saw that. So I'm in college, broke college kid, graduating from college, looking for a teaching and coaching job, and I apply at Peak Junior High. I don't know where I am in the building, in Conroe, Texas. I don't know where I am in the space in the building, but Conroe, that looks good, right? Conroe, Texas, right? I applied at Peak Junior High, and the principal at that school, he knew Mr. McDaniel. I didn't know that, right? So he calls Mr. McDaniel, say, hey, I have this Chip Baker kid applying for this job in my school. Tell me a little bit about him. And so Mr. McDaniel goes on and says, oh man, he's a great guy. He's going to work hard. He's going to do things the right way. He's going to treat people right. He's going to put himself around good people. You should give that guy an opportunity. He'd be an asset to your team. And that principal gave me my very first teaching and coaching job off of the person that I was as a little kid. Hold on, y'all. I don't know if y'all caught that. I got my very first teaching and coaching job off of the person that I was when I was that age, right? And I say that to you today because every opportunity that we have is important, y'all. It's important to make sure that we are in the moments and don't take for granted the opportunities that we have to influence and impact on a day-to-day basis, because it makes a difference. And that set me up to have a career that I really loved and enjoyed. It set me up to have a long career in what I really loved and enjoyed, because really, like, in 24, I got my 25-year plaque through the Texas High School Coaches Association. Like I said, 26 years. And so the same things that I did then are the same things that I do now, as far as being in the opportunity, all of those things I explained to you guys. And so it's important to make sure that we, have the right mindset when we influence and impact. And so having the right mindset sets us up to influence and impact in a major way. And so what I'd like for you to do is, on your manifesto on mindset, I'll give you a minute or so to write down a couple takeaways that you got from that section. Everybody got it? Go. All right, did everybody get something? Good takeaways for you? All right, good deal. All right, so the last thing that we're gonna hit on is actions, right? The third thing that I reflected on is that those influential people had in my life is they took the proper actions, right? You can have awareness, you can have the right mindset, but if you're not willing to put the work in and take the proper actions, you can forget about the other stuff, right? And so they took the proper actions. And I want to share with you my SHG principle, right? And so I want you to know that like this SHG principle, like this in fluff, right? I'm not just saying, hey, I have a great opportunity to speak to some leaders with this amazing company. I just want to come and give them some stuff. No, this is not fluff, right? And so this is what I do in my day-to-day life. This is how I operate in my life daily in hopes that I can influence and impact as well. And the S in the SHG principle is show up. And what I mean by show up, those of you that have been involved in the activities, you've heard this a million times. On time is late. Early is on time, right? So if you're supposed to be somewhere at a certain time, make sure you're early and not on time, because on time is late, right? And when you're there, once you show up, make sure that you're in the moment. Wait, that was the first thing I asked y'all to do with the norms, huh? Be in the moment, right? Make sure that when you show up that you're in the moment. And what happens when you allow yourself to be in the moment, it really allows for a great experience, because you learn the things that you're supposed to learn. You see the things that you're supposed to see. You feel the things that you're supposed to feel in those magic moments. This is good right here, because magic moments make magic memories. Come on, right? And you create those magic moments to create magic memories just by showing up, right? The H in the SHG principle is have a great attitude. And it's important for us to have a great attitude in everything we do. We want to be positive and find the good in everything we do. This is, I'm gonna warn y'all, it's a dad joke coming, so be ready, get ready. So I tell people that my blood type is B positive. I warned you, right? And I stay away from people with the blood type of O negative, right? So it's important for us to make sure. We're working on that. We're all a work in progress. we all are a work in progress on that. Right. So we want to operate daily in gratitude. We want to be grateful for the things that we're blessed and fortunate to have in our life. You know, things can be better, but guess what? They can also be worse. Right. So we want to be grateful for those things that we do have. And here's a quote. You guys may want to get this one down. I believe that gratitude is the attitude that determines our altitude. Ooh, come on, let me give you that again. Gratitude is the attitude that determines our altitude, right? I'll slow it down and give it to you again. Gratitude is the attitude that determines our altitude. And what happens when we allow ourselves to be grateful, it allows us to learn to work with what we got, right? I'm not focusing in on, oh, poor me. Oh, I don't have this. Oh, it could be better. Those people. No, you're not focusing in on that. You're focusing in on what's important right now, what you have right now in front of you. How can I learn to work with that and be grateful for that? And when you learn to work with that and be grateful for that, I'm telling you, it'll surprise you. It'll blow you away, the amazing things that will happen in your life because your focus is in the right place, right? And then the G in the SHG principle is give your all, right? It's important to give your all in everything we do. And what happens a lot of times, we don't realize that, like, when you give your all, it benefits you, right? Like it's important for you, like, work hard, do things the right way. Like, who does it benefit? You, right? It benefits you to give your all to it. And the bigger picture of that is when you learn to do that on a consistent basis, it doesn't just benefit you, it allows you to help those people that you love and care about, that you influence in your life, because you're working hard and you're doing things the right way every moment of every day and just giving your all. So rock with me on this. So if I show up, have a great attitude, and give my all today, is that a pretty good day for me? I think that'd be a pretty good day, right? So then in the evening I reflect, oh man, this was pretty good. Ooh, Chip, you blew that. Ooh, you got to get better on that. And then tomorrow, boom, I hit the ground running tomorrow, and I SHG tomorrow. Pretty good day for me? Yeah, same process, and I do that for a week. Pretty good week. Come on, y'all see where I'm going. I continue to do the same process for a month. Pretty good month for me, right? Continue to do that for months, years, pretty good months and years, right? And what happens is when I get to go visit the big man, right, it will have allowed me to not just have left a legacy, the big L word, right? It will have allowed me the privilege, the opportunity to have lived the legacy by my day-to-day actions. Just by showing up, having a great attitude, and giving my all every moment of every day. And that's the SHG principle. And so a story I want to share with you to demonstrate that. So top left picture there, that's me and one of my former players, right, from one of my former students. I met that guy when he was in the 5th grade. We did football camps, and he was one of the athletes that came to the camp. And his name was very hard to pronounce. And so some of the kids would make fun of it. Some of the adults, they couldn't say it, right? And so I know that your family name is important, right? So as a teacher, it's important for me to pronounce your name the right way. right? And so I asked him, I said, hey, how you say your name? Because I saw people like laughing, like no, that's not, we're not gonna do that. How you say your name? And he said it, Faridafar. That's pretty hard, right? Right? And I said, no, slow it down. I'm looking at him in his mouth, right? Faridafar, right? And I told him, I was like, hey, I'll be able to say that tomorrow when you come to the camp, right? And so the next day he came, I saw him, Faridafar. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I told you, right? And so from that moment, that's when I won that kid, right? So he ended up going to the junior high that fed to our school. So I was a coach at Conroe High School, Conroe High School, right? And so he went to the junior high that fed our school. So I saw him some. Then I was a coach there. He ended up being a player for us at Conroe High School, a really good one. Played football and did powerlifting. I was a head powerlifting coach. He ended up being really good. And his group, when they were seniors, like we took 8 of them to the regionals, almost made it to state in powerlifting. I mean, really good, right? And the reason I believe those kids gave me their all is because I won that kid when he was in the 5th grade. He gave me everything he had to give every moment of every day, right? And so fast forward a little bit more, he graduated. A couple years after that, I was able to get a head coaching job in my hometown. He was in college, so I was able to get him over to help out a little bit. He decided to move back. I moved back to this area. Always talked life with him, stayed in contact with him, SHG principal, right? And, in life, he ended up getting married. So this bottom picture right here was at his wedding. And that's when it gets good, when you're invited to the special moments, right? Coach, I want you to be in my wedding. I'm there, brother. You better believe it. And so that's at his wedding. And, I would have conversations with him about just striving to make a difference in one person's life and what I strive to do. Before we took that picture, we were standing and talking. He said, Coach, look at them guys over there. I looked. He's like, man, you made a difference in every one of those guys' lives. Being the person that you're, not just one, but every one of those guys' life. Right? And then we took that picture. So then fast forward, that's him in the middle. That's when he had his first kid, still in his life. Remember, I won that boy when he was in the 5th grade. Right? Still in his life. When he had his first kid, when he had his baby, I was at the hospital, right? To see that kid. And so the guy that's on the other side, that's my son. Right? And so now, fast forward, and this is how it all comes together here. The importance of your influence and impact. That guy for Faridafar, he ended up being a big manager. He works at big manager at Papacitos. yeah, over there, yeah. Right? So ended up being a big manager there. He was able to help get my son his very first job. And that's how it's full circle. I didn't know when he was in the 5th grade that all of those things were going to happen. Right? Now he looks out for my son. He loves my son like I showed love to him. Right? And she knows we just had his graduation party at Papacitos because of him. Right? And so, man, it's important for us to make sure that we show up, have a great attitude, and give our all in everything we're doing, because it's bigger than us. Right? When we allow ourselves to do that and take the proper actions, we influence in such a major way. And we make a positive impact on those around us. And really, I'm gonna just say like my mom used to tell me, boy, get over yourself. It ain't about you, right? It's bigger than you, right? And we all have to understand that, have a great attitude and give our all. It allows us to influence and impact in a major way, in a huge way. So I'm gonna give you about 20 seconds. Please, on your manifesto, write down your takeaway on the proper actions, 1 or 2 takeaways that you got from that section, and then we'll close. So in closing, guys, I just want to remind you, first off, and you know this, but I just want to remind you, what you do on a day-to-day basis is important, right? Your influence and how you impact people on a day-to-day basis is super important. Like, you make a difference in the world. Right? And so I reflected on the traits that those people that I was blessed to have in my life poured into me. And what I shared with you guys today was, first thing we talked about was awareness. They had great awareness. They knew how they fit, right? They had great focus. They had good-hearted, pure intentions. They had talents. They didn't keep those to themselves, but they shared that with the people around them that they love and cared for. So that was the awareness piece. Then we talked about mindset. And the acronym I gave you for mindset is LPO. The L is limits. If you limit yourself, you limit yourself. The P is possibilities. The possibilities are possible. The O is opportunities. Opportunities, they bring more opportunities, right? Then the last thing we discussed was actions. We have to make sure that we take the proper actions. And I share with you the SHG principle. The S is show up, right? Be in the moment and show up. The H is have a great attitude. Gratitude is the attitude that determines our altitude, right? Then we talked about giving your all. It's important to make sure that we give our all to everything that we're doing. And so in closing, again, I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that I was, like I said when I started, I hope that I was able to give you at least one thing that you can take and apply and use in what you do. So thank you so much for your time. All right. Thank you, guys.